Brain cell, ping pong, da 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 da. I think that might have been the worst thing I've ever said.
Abby and Kat were born in 1997 and became best friends when they were 6. Grew up together and started a band and bonded over music ever since. 20 years later, they are all grown up and spend their free time analyzing lyrics. Now here they are talking all about their Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor, if you're listening, we love you.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Kat.
I'm Abby.
We're Swiftlore, the podcast, where we talk about the lyrics and lore of Taylor Allison Swift. Doctor.
Yeah.
This is the Midnight's anniversary episode.
Woohoo! Sure is.
And we've got, this is not my roommate's cheap-ass screw top rosé. We bought it ourselves.
Yeah, but it is cheap-ass screw top rosé. And we are celebrating 1 year since Midnight's release.
Hooray. All right, ASMR moment.
Ooh.
Screw top rosé.
That was really nice. Oh, wow. These are some really nice noises.
Yes, you're welcome. Welcome to ASMR Midnights.
As we drink our cheap-ass screw top rosé. Okay, so 1 year ago today, I stayed up all night to listen to Midnight's Drop at Midnight. And then, of course, at 3 a.m., after I'd already gone to sleep, listened to the album. She dropped more songs, which was iconic and rude.
It was, and then I didn't stay up all night because I unfortunately had work. The last album that I stayed up till midnight to listen to was Folklore, because I was like right before I finished grad school. And like, I remember one, God, no, I'm not tangenting today. This isn't about Folklore. Sorry, we tortured Abby last week because we tangented so much that like editing it was a nightmare.
Editing it still is a nightmare. Spoiler alert, it's still happening. Cheers.
Cheers. Episode comes out in 2 days. It's not done. It's fine. You know what?
I'm working on it.
ADHD, in the words of Renee Rapp.
Truly.
We did karaoke yesterday. We sang a song that we're covering next week, so I won't reveal it. It will be on our TikTok probably when that episode's going up.
And we were dressed as Barbie and Alan.
We were. It was really cute. And then my dog, Shakespeare, light of my life, who is currently aggressively chewing a toy on my laptop charger cord. It's fine. She was Ken. I made her a like costume because they don't sell I Am Ken Up hoodies for dogs. Don't know why.
They really should.
It's like genuinely they're missing out.
They are.
Because so I bought her a tie-dye hoodie and then ironed on a Knuff patch that only made it through the pictures, and then I immediately ripped the patch off because it was already peeling.
And she barely made it through the pictures.
She did not. She gets really excited because she loves Abby so much, and so she just like can't do it. Also,
feeling is mutual.
Do I look like an asshole if I do this? Because one of the sides of my headphones isn't working.
Do
I look like I'm like gonna DJ? I don't know why that's my DJ motion. Welcome to your freelance dance instructor. Like that it was.
So I can't see that side of you. I can't tell how you look.
I'm just gonna suffer.
But people listening, she's got one of her headphones off her ear.
No, I put it back on.
Oh, okay.
I felt like too much of a douchebag.
We're drinking wine and we're recording at night, and we've spent over 24 hours together.
We have, because we went to the karaoke thing, and then we saw the Eras Tour movie today.
Yes.
And I didn't puke even though I was hungover.
Oh, yeah.
I did fall asleep a little bit during the 1989 set. This is not to say I'm not a 1989 stan. This is to say I was hungover all day. I just stopped being hungover, and now we're drinking again.
But it's in the name of our Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift.
You're so right. Do it for her.
Yeah.
To Taylor.
To Taylor. Ooh.
Oh, wrong one. Taylor Swift, we're drinking for you.
Yeah. So after we watched the movie in the car, we were listening to Taylor Swift.
And we were just like, we're not going to talk about it because we're going to wait for the podcast.
And it was really difficult.
It was really difficult.
So let's talk about it.
Oh my God. Okay. I cried. I was like, literally before it started, I turned to Abby, I go, I'm not going to cry at the beginning like I did at our actual concert. And then I cried.
Oh gosh.
I was just like, I'm so proud of her.
Yeah. My thought throughout the majority of it was that I have seen the show twice now. I am exhausted. And she did that. She's
does
doing
that,
it
like,
all the time.
all the time.
That is madness to me. I think she is literally superhuman.
Yeah, no, the way that she had to have like spent the entire pandemic like training,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's really wild. Watching it, I was like 3.5 hours every night.
Also, it made me like so proud of her because like she talked about in the Miss Americana documentary how like for Rep Tour, like she was able to do a full show without like becoming exhausted because she was eating healthy and like being a healthy person and not having like disordered eating behaviors. So like clearly she has to be like healthy on it to do 3.5 hours, and still at the end she sounds so good. Like during the midnight set, it got me so excited to record this because I was just like, I forgot how much I fucking love Midnights.
I got real hyped.
Like,
I love Midnights. I'm a Midnights girly. Oh,
especially because both of our songs are on the set list because we haven't said that yet.
Back to back.
I'm covering Bejeweled.
I'm covering Mastermind and our hint songs from last week.
My hint song, I don't remember what my hint song was to you.
Yeah, my hint song was God is a Woman. You know.
Yeah, I did not write it down. I don't remember it.
Okay. Well, anyway.
It was hinting at Bejeweled.
Yeah. So there you go. So those were our hint songs. I'm a Midnights girly. I love Midnights. I'm obsessed with this album.
I loved Midnights, but I feel like I have been listening to it a lot in the car because I have the Till Dawn edition, and I've been listening to You're Losing Me since we recorded the You're Losing Me episode 2 weeks ago. And like I've just been listening to it a lot, and I just started listening to the whole album again, and I was like, why have I not been listening to this every day forever?
Yeah. For
the last year at least.
It's so good. There's so many
and
bangers.
Okay, it's back to the Eras Tour movie. We're back on it.
Mm-hmm.
Back on it. The surprise songs were perfect.
Perfect, and I had a conniption at the second
did.
surprise song.
It's funny because I saw spoilers, so spoilers for the surprise songs and also what songs are cut. So like skip ahead a couple minutes if you like don't want to know what songs got cut off the set list and what the surprise songs are for the movie if you haven't seen it yet. So the songs that are cut. No, we were talking about surprise songs. The surprise songs are Our Song and then You're on Your Own, Kid. And I had seen a spoiler, like I saw a TikTok that was like, here's what's cut and here's the surprise songs. Except they didn't say they were going to show the surprise songs, and then they did, and then I was really bummed about it because I wanted to be surprised.
I didn't really mind spoilers, but I didn't know what the surprise songs were.
And when You're on Your Own, Kid, when she started playing it, Abby just turns to me and goes, like the look on her face of just like, oh my God, this is happening.
I'm a Yo-Yok stan forever. I never say Yo-Yok. I would like to tell the court right now, I've never said Yo-Yok in my life.
And now you'll never stop because I'm holding you to it. Yo-Yok time.
But that is, I don't know if it's my favorite track 5, but it's for sure up there. I love
Sorry, I'm just thinking of Yo-Yok jokes. Like, oh, are you feeling okay? Oh no. Like I got sick. Oh, Yo-Yocked? Sorry, I just wanted you to know that's where my brain was in that moment.
I can tell you a yak joke. Yeah. I'm not making Yo-Yok happen. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Stop trying to make Yo-Yok happen. Yeah, I feel like both of us were like, okay, choose a song for Midnights, and both of us were like, nah, You're on Your Own, Kid. That has to be, that needs like its own, not its own episode, but like that's gonna be.
I don't even know what I'm going to do when that time comes. I might make it all about me. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Because that song, I think she did write it about me.
I think she wrote it about me too.
Oh. I put my fists up for those who can't see.
For those at home, we're getting into a brawl actively right now. We're fighting. There's fists flying. The dog is choosing to stay out of it.
Spear would never. The other thing, and I didn't know whether or not I should mention this, but I've been thinking about it. I thought about it the entire movie. Her hair.
Yes, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about how, and like that was the one time when I started talking in the car, and I go, and I think it's so interesting, and then I went, no.
Yeah, you did do that.
I was thinking about her hair.
Yeah.
Because she has her natural hair. She doesn't wear a wig, and she does not have enough hairspray.
Are you sure she doesn't wear a wig?
No, it's her real hair.
Okay, because it couldn't be because it sometimes got curly.
Well, okay, so my theory on like how they filmed it is that they filmed like they had one night where it was kind of like they filmed the whole concert, and then the other, because she did like 6 or 7 nights in LA, so she had to have repeated all of the outfits at some other point there. So I think that they recorded like some of the performances over.
Okay.
Also, she has naturally curly hair, so they just straighten it before the show, and then throughout it just gets progressively more.
I assumed because she somehow kept coming back fresh as a daisy, I was like, she must be wearing a wig, because I know that's common.
No, I think that she just, like, when she was doing costume changes, they probably throw a little dry shampoo, maybe brush it a little. That was my guess.
I mean, great work. Great work to makeup team.
Stand.
She looked fantastic,
and, like,
top to bottom.
Her hair during the Folklore set was...
Oh, yeah.
Also, she wore the white dress for the Folklore. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. All I was thinking was like, wow, when I get married, that's what I want my wedding dress to look like. I want a little cape sleeve. I'm so single, but I want a little cape sleeve on my wedding dress.
Sometimes you just got to daydream about your wedding.
True.
When you're single. That's how it be.
Also, the employees were like...
We love them.
Like, they had, like, assigned hype moments.
They did. So first it was You Need to Calm Down. They came out with their little Eras flash sticks.
Yes.
And they just were dancing around and they were trying to get us hype. And we weren't a very lively crowd.
We weren't. I kind of was glad about that, though, because as previously stated, I am sleepy today. So, like, I feel like it's good that... there weren't people like up and dancing, because if people had been standing in front of us the whole time, I would have been so annoyed.
I'm tired.
I am
like
sleepy.
I was hyped the first time I saw the Eras tour, and now I just want to look at a very beautiful woman and jam.
Exactly. Like, the thing is, we saw her, like, we experienced the crowd vibe already when we saw it live, so I feel like I didn't need that experience again because I had it in person. And like, I get people who want to go to like I saw a video of during Willow of like this crowd just like doing like standing in a circle and just like all like running around holding hands and spinning. Like, that's very cute for you. Absolutely the fuck not for me.
I had a thought though. I got kind of emotional about it because there were so many people that didn't get to see Eras tour. It sold out so quick. It was so hard to get tickets. It was so expensive. And there's so many fans that didn't get to see her. And that made me really sad.
And now they get to experience it like better than live.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, our experience was wonderful. You couldn't hear as crisp as you could hear in this movie. You couldn't see her. We were in nosebleeds.
And then also the other thing about it, I was thinking during Tolerate It and Illicit Affairs, the screen like images for those two songs were in black and white at the show. So like we never saw it in color. So like I thought that was really interesting, especially during Tolerate It, because Tolerate It like hurts my heart very deeply. And I love that performance so much of her like crawling on the table and like knocking shit off like a cat. Obsessed. Like what? How else would you?
No,
she's
that's
just,
true.
She's angsty cat, just like me, and like seeing it in color was better than black and white. Like I get why she made it black and white for the vibes, but I liked seeing it in color, especially because the Evermore dress, like the yellow, is so vibrant. I also really liked getting to see like the details of the backup dancers and stuff that they were doing that we didn't get to see.
Oh, those dancers!
Like I am gay as hell, but that one dude who's really ripped that was like shirtless during Midnights, dude, he's hot. He kind of looks like Pedro Pascal, or is that just me not recognizing men? I think it's his hair.
I don't
No, wait, not Pedro Pascal. Who stars in Moon Knight?
Moon Knight?
Oh,
are you thinking about
Oscar Isaac?
Oh.
Not Pedro Pascal. I'm so sorry, everybody at home. I don't know any men.
I think My Tears Ricochet is my favorite one.
Oh, My Tears Ricochet performance, I did cry.
And Marjorie,
I was crying,
lost my mind.
And the little girl next to us was like walking around, and I was like, I don't want this child to like look at me crying. And then I got emotional also thinking about how like kids that grew up with like Taylor Swift, when they go through like their first heartbreak, they're gonna have like a whole catalog to choose from, but also they'll never like hear one of these songs for the first time and immediately relate to it. Like they're gonna grow into it. That made me emo, because there were a lot of kids at our show.
A lot of kids.
Because we went to like a 3 p.m. showing.
Yeah, we did. So yeah.
And now, rock, paper.
Rock, paper time. Okay. Rock, paper, no scissors, shoot. Okay. Cats first.
I won with paper, I would like to say, for the folks at home. Bejeweled, track 9 on Midnights. This was the second single off of Midnights after Anti-Hero. There is a music video for it because it is a single featuring Laura Dern and Haim. Laura Dern is, as we know, a lesbian icon.
She is.
the reason why she's a lesbian icon is because when Ellen DeGeneres had a sitcom, Laura Dern's character on there was an out lesbian who helped Ellen realize that she was a lesbian. And it did like negatively impact her career because homophobia. So she plays like the evil stepmother. The whole kind of music video is like the little like Cinderella type thing, but it's fun twist on it because it's like a competition, and then at the end she's just like, no, I don't want the prince, I just want the castle. She just like me for real. There are so many Easter eggs in this music video for Speak Now TV. Definitely looking back, like there's a ton. There's like the floor that she goes to when she gets in the little elevator in it is like the 13th floor, and it's purple, I believe, for Speak Now. Did I write this down? No. She also, there's like a bunch of references to Exile in it, and when it first came out, everybody was like, that's weird, I wonder why that's happening. And then she ended up going to a Bon Iver show like a week later and sang Exile, and I commented on a video of the Exile performance and went, that's why there's so many like references to Exile in the Bejeweled music video. And it has like 100,000 likes or something.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's right. I'm going to fact check myself. Currently it has 30,000 likes. There's also like a castle and dragons at the end that's very long live coded. And then my next note is just, I chose this song because it's a bop, and I forgot about all the Easter eggs, and then I didn't want to do all the research into them, so that's all that I'm including. Because it's been a busy week. Performance history. This is on the set list for the Eras tour. It's during the midnight set after Vigilante shit, which quite a turn, because it's just like the lap dance song ends, and then her and her dancers like look at each other and are like giggling, and then Bejeweled starts, and it's just a big turn.
That was another thing. If like, this isn't a spoiler for the Eras movie, but just sometimes during really sad songs, she'd look at the audience and smile. I thought that was nice.
It was nice. Because she probably would just be like, oh, you're having a fucking mental breakdown. I'm Taylor Swift. Feel better.
And then
if Taylor Swift smiled at me, I would actually never be sad again. That's a lie.
It would help, though.
It would help.
Anyway, continue.
So in the Eras Tour choreography, she includes the Bejeweled dance trend from this Swift talker named Micah started it. It's just literally like a little strut and a spin and a little like twirly finger moment. Her team did actually reach out to him and ask if they could use his choreography for the tour, and then he got free tickets to a show, and he also like had bought tickets like the next night or something. And the night when the like Taylor Swift's team got him tickets, he got the 22 hat, which is so cute. And then when she gave him the 22 hat, she walked up and she did the little spin and like twinkle fingers, and it was so cute. And I'm not going to think about it too much because I'll start crying because it was so sweet.
But I think what we should talk about is how we did a Fever Dream Eras Tour setlist TikTok a while ago.
Oh my God, I forgot about this.
Yeah, and we predicted...
We failed correctly because part of the Fever Dream was that she was going to sing Fruit Salad Yummy Yummy by the Wiggles and have a like fruit hat on, and then she was going to come back and sing a reprise of that same song, and during that one she was going to throw the fruit at the audience and then give out the hat. Mm-hmm. So like in a way we predicted the 22 hat.
Yeah, we did, and I just want us to have credit for that idea. If Taylor's team could reach out to us, that would be great.
She could get some floor seats for Toronto. Also, one thing I thought was really interesting about the stage during Bejeweled is that, like, in the main kind of diamond in the middle, there's, like, hands that are reaching out from the side and, like, doing, like, little hand motion things. But if you have ever seen the original Speak Now CD, like the non-Taylor's version, what it is it's a bunch of hands reaching out with Speak Now on their hands, like, written on the back of their hands. So I remember when we saw it, which... and maybe it was before we saw it because she hadn't announced Speak Now TV yet. And I remember seeing like the stage during Bejeweled and being like, Speak Now TV coming soon. And then it did come soon. So I don't know why this song, she made so many Speak Now references. I mean, probably just because that was like her next re-recording that was going to come out. But just an interesting little thing. My personal connections, it's a bop. It's an undeniably, certifiably boppin'. And also, it is just like the peak. I'm going out with my friends tonight to get over my shitty ex. Like, I'm just going to dance and have a good time. So good.
I am concerned about saying this because I think people will be mad at me.
Say it.
This is one of the lower tracks on Midnight's for me.
Interesting.
I don't think that it, like, I think it's because I'm an emotions girly. I love songs with emotions. There's so many songs on Midnight's that
This
have
is a glitter
depth.
gel pen song, for
It's
sure.
a glitter gel pen song. And I do like it. It's not like I'm like, that's a bad song. But it ranks lower just because so many of the others hit more for me. But
That's fair.
they're all good.
I chose this one because I didn't want to do a sad song.
Okay, fair.
Um,
Neither of us chose a sad. Well, mine gets a little sad in the middle.
Mastermind is a little sad. Please, Spear, be good. My favorite thing, I remember seeing this TikTok that was like, every time that a woman dumps a man, it can come down to just like, he wouldn't let her be bejeweled. And that is my Roman Empire. I think about it a lot. By the time this goes up, that trend will be so long dead because it's already dead. I also said the vibes overall of the song, Girl Boss, Gaslight, Gatekeep. Mm-hmm. That should have been my hint song. Gaslight by Ingy. If you haven't listened to that song, listen to it.
Also, every time you say Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girl Boss, you do the order wrong.
Every time I remix it.
It's a remix.
Oh, I'm doing it wrong? I think I'm doing it right. So, the song starts off strong. I've been a little too kind, saying that she's been treating him too good for what he deserves. He's walking all over her in the shoes she gave him as a present because he's a broke-ass bitch. Mm-hmm. And she's one of the most iconic people to ever exist. Mm-hmm. And then the line, putting someone first only works when you're in their top 5. Oh. I know, like, this is a fun boppy song, but that hurts.
That was the one line I picked from this song when I first heard it. This is
the upbeat version of Tolerate It. You know what I mean?
No, that's a great point.
Because, like, it's the same vibe of, like, he's not treating her right. He's not putting in the effort that she's putting in. And he sucks. And she is upset about it, but this is her being like, okay, I can't fix you. That's not how relationships work. So I'm going to go dance it out. And then I also just like something about the line, and by the way, I'm going out tonight. It conjures this really clear picture in my mind of like Taylor standing at an entryway, like mirror, like right by the door, putting on lipstick, and like her deadbeat boyfriend is like sitting on the couch playing video games or watching TV or something. And she's just like, by the way, I'm going out tonight. And he's just like, what? I don't know. He's just the worst, you know? So he sounds like that.
It's interesting that you say that because I have a totally different interpretation of that line.
Oh.
I think about how there are some men in relationships who feel very weird and threatened when girls go out on the town with their other girlfriends.
Yes.
And so just like, we're broken up. And by the way, I'm going out tonight because you always got weird about it when I did that. And now I can do that because I'm free.
Best believe I'm still bejeweled. Bejeweled is just such a wonderful word. I love it so much. It's never used anywhere else. So she just totally took this from obscurity and just was like, this will now be a commonly used word. And it's just such a glitter gel pen word and glitter gel pen song. And then the next lines, when I walk in the room, I can still make the whole place shimmer. It's giving I'm the best thing at this party.
It is.
Which is interesting if you think about the fact that allegedly the person that she wrote You're Losing Me About, she met this night, if this is about the night that I am alleging it is about.
I don't know if you have these notes. Did you draw comparisons to Mirrorball or All Too Well?
No. Just I Forgot You Existed and You're Losing Me. So,
well, one thing I thought of while we were watching the movie today is that in All Too Well 10-minute version, she says, ever needy jewel whose shine reflects on you.
Yes, I forgot to write down that note, but yes.
Yeah, so it's a negative. She's talking about it as a negative thing, and now she's fully embracing it.
Yeah, she's taken back that power by being like, I'm better than the way that you're treating me. Mm-hmm. I'm not a needy jewel. I am bejeweled. I make the whole place shimmer.
Yeah.
Not just you. I'm not here to just make you look better.
Covered in jewels.
She's not just arm candy. She is candy.
And then for Mirrorball, again, that's a very... a negative version. I wouldn't compare it like message wise, but again, talking about being reflective and shiny.
I love that.
Yeah.
But also I could still say I don't remember. It's so I forgot that you existed coded.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I forgot that you existed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that I have a boyfriend.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with that line and that concept.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for my discussion question, but
Okay.
we'll get there.
Okay.
The next line, familiarity breeds contempt. Whew. Doozy.
Let's unpack it.
Doozy. I think this line is so smart, really telling of who this person is when they're in a relationship, because usually in a relationship, when you get to know somebody and you have that familiarity, it breeds a fondness and like this sense of like safety and knowing somebody intimately, and like, but this person is just in it for the chase. They're not actually in it for being in love and being like familiar and comfortable. And so they're bored and they're getting contemptuous because they don't want to know Taylor. They just want her as arm candy, and they're probably pissed that she's out there on the town being herself, being an icon. And I just love the little nice.
Also, don't put me in the basement when I want the penthouse of your heart. That connects a lot to what you were saying before about tolerate it being like the flip of this song. That's an astute point.
Thank you. I am astute. Verse 2. Again, she's going more into like, I've been too good of a girl. I've been really good to you. I did all the extra credit, got graded on a curve. She went above and beyond for this man. Ugh. He didn't think she was doing enough. He still was like, she could be doing more. Very manipulation tactic coded. And the next line that I really want to highlight is like, I made you my world, I can reclaim the land, because she's realized like she deserves better. She's going to regain her sense of self outside of this relationship. But at the same time, she's reclaiming the land. She's not like going back in time and like never giving it to him. So she'll reclaim it, but it won't be exactly the same as it was before, because she was in this relationship, and like that, just being in a relationship, even if it's overall inconsequential to your life, as I forgot that you existed McGee was, it still changes you in some way.
You're blowing my mind right now, because that also ties to the line in Tolerate It where she says, I made you my, was it my world, my mural, my sky?
Yeah. Now I'm begging for footnotes in the story of your life.
This really is flipped. Wow.
I know, right?
Nice.
I didn't even write that down. I actually just made that up on the fly.
Wow.
Thank you, Screw Top Rose. ASMR. Pouring myself more wine. I miss you, but I miss sparkling. Iconic. Because it's just that idea of like, yeah, she misses him, but she misses the person that she was before him more, and she knows that she deserves better. So she's going to do better. And she's better. So even if she's alone, she's still better off than she is with him, with the man who's trying to make her feel less powerful and trying to take away her strength so that he can feel more powerful and more strong. Which, I'm not going to go into it because we don't talk shit about the exes.
We forget that they exist.
In the words of Billie Eilish, I don't talk shit about you on the internet. Onto the bridge. Sapphire tears on my face. I just love that imagery. This just feels like the vibes of it remind me of like a cut and paste like animation, you know what I mean? Of the like sapphire tear, like I could just see like an animated like that dripping down her face. Anyways, sadness became my whole sky. I made you my mural, my sky.
We know Taylor Swift. We know her lyrics.
I know her lyrics, and I know that this is my second glass of wine after I said I wasn't going to drink too much. Some guy said my aura is moonstone, which is one of the variations of Midnight's when it came out. She did 4 CD/record variations. One of them was Moonstone after this line. And then, just because he was high, kind of further lends itself to the idea that this is about the Met Gala. The moon was high like your friends were the night we first met in Paper Rings. So he was high. He's like, oh my God, your aura is moonstone. And then she's just like, yeah, all right. I mean, I'm sure she was drunk Taylor a little bit that night because like it's the Met Gala. I mean, what, you not get drunk?
You're gonna.
In the words of Taylor Swift, I'm drunk. I'm not right now. I'm only tipsy. And we're dancing all night. The first post breakup, or like right before breakup night out, when you're just like dancing all night and having fun and you're not worried about what your ex is going to do when you get home or what your ex is going to think about you, is so good. Nothing hits like that. The "you can try to change my mind, but you might have to wait in line" also lends itself to the 2016 Met Gala, because she met her summer fling and then also her longtime boyfriend. So it's like, yeah, you want to get back together with me? You're going to be behind these guys in line. Like, really? That's what you want to do? And then what's a girl going to do? A diamond's got to shine. There's a Swift talker named Brian, and he made a video talking about like how this line is the funniest way to be like, I have to cheat on you. A diamond's got to shine. Like, I just love that. I think that's just so fun and funny. We love to see it. And that's all of my notes. I love this song. I just think it's so fun, and like, it's such a positive take on an experience that can be negative. And it's like that post breakup joy when you know that you've gotten out of a relationship that like was no longer serving you, and like being able to be yourself again just hits. It reminds me of like this quote from Halsey when she was writing her second album, Hopeless Fountain Kingdom, where she was talking about like she had been in this relationship during like writing Badlands, and then when it ended, she had to kind of relearn about herself and like do a new whole thing of self-discovery, because she's like, everything I was doing and thinking, I was thinking about it through the lens of what my partner would also think. So this kind of reminds me of that. Discussion questions. So the line, I meet the band, they ask, do you have a man? I could still say, I don't remember, or I don't remember, because it could either be he's so inconsequential that like I already forgot about him, I don't remember if I have a man. And then the other flip side is I don't remember, like she just dumped him. So I think this could also like go one of two ways of whether or not she had actually broken up with her boyfriend yet, or if she was just planning on breaking up with her boyfriend.
That is so interesting. So
Sorry, I'm just laughing a little because we recorded this and then we realized the camera had stopped. So
we're recording it again, and I'm pretending like I'm hearing it for the first time.
Wow.
So that's really interesting, because I had only ever heard it as I don't remember, as in I don't remember, maybe I'm just having such a fun time, I'm not thinking about it, I don't remember. But I don't remember. I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like once again, I'm on Swift Talk. I feel like I saw a TikTok about that, and every single time I listen to the song, I think about it. And I like to sing it both ways, because it's just like if you add a little pause, which there is naturally a pause, it's like, I don't remember. So like it could go either way.
Because she says, I can still say I don't.
I could still say I don't remember.
So she's been saying it. She's been saying I don't remember.
Yeah. So it could, I mean, the official lyrics, there's not a comma, but the official lyrics have been wrong before.
But I like it. So
that's just some food for thought. Could go either way. My other discussion question is, who do you think the band is? Because I can give you the rumors. I believe she might have met Haim that night.
Oh. Yeah, that would make sense.
So it could be Haim, which also I feel like that's cute of like, but wait, did she? No, she knew them during 1989, didn't she?
I don't know. I have no idea who the band is. Who's there?
It's a band. They used to play the backup for Bob Dylan. And
I know who. Oh my God.
Ha ha ha, boomer joke. Those were my discussion questions, and that is Bejeweled.
Wow. Mastermind. It's time for Mastermind.
Hooray.
That's exciting. So I wrote my notes in a different way this time. Every week I try something a little bit different. We'll see what works best.
I feel like I liked the way I did my notes this week.
Okay. I think I have good feelings about this one.
Love that.
I did less narrative form than usual.
Good. Not that your narrative form isn't beautiful.
Thank you.
But every week you're like, why did I do this?
I know, because I feel... Anyway, doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Mastermind is the final track, number 13, which is Taylor Swift's favorite number, on the original Midnight's album that dropped at midnight on October 21st, 2022.
Love.
What a night.
Oh, what a night.
I did a live reaction to listening to this album for the first time, and I have the notes still, and I'm going to reference it throughout this.
Yes.
Most of it is just not interesting, but some of it is, so.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Midnights. Oh, we didn't talk about this before, but Midnights was announced that the album was going to happen at the 2022 MTV Music Video Awards on August 28th, 2022. I was in Nashville at the time when that news dropped. I remember I was in a bed in Nashville, and I checked my phone, and I was like, for people just listening, I made a really surprised face.
Yeah, I feel like, did I tell you or did you just find out?
I found out because it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Or it could have been both.
Taylor Swift is inescapable.
Like, as soon as
She was
something
also wearing
happens,
that dress that was like
Yes.
so amazing.
that was Bejeweled.
It was so Bejeweled, and it was so Look What You Made Me Do coded, but so everybody
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, she's going to announce Rap TV, and then she didn't. She announced Midnights.
Which, I mean,
Icon.
icon.
And then she had that iconic after party look, the blue dress with the stars, and everybody was like immediately, that's the vibe for Midnights. And then it kind of like it is the vibe for Midnights, but it also like it's there's a very 70s-y aesthetic to Midnights that was not reflected in her fits that night. We're two
true.
sides of the coin.
We are two sides of the Midnights coin. I am wearing a dark blue dress with gold on it.
And I'm wearing a jumpsuit that is like stripy with pink and orange and black and white.
Yeah.
And it's kind of 70s-y vibes.
So the album was also prefaced by a TikTok series Taylor called Midnight Mayhem, which I tuned in for every single day.
Love.
I literally went bonkers bananas for this album. Bonkers bananas.
You were just like immediately, you were like, the vibes are there. I know I will love this.
I knew it. I knew I was going to be a Midnights girly. Mastermind was the first track that was revealed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was the first track that was revealed. Track 13, Mastermind,
What if
which
she
is
told
so
you
fitting.
she's a mastermind?
It's so fitting. A lot of people in the comments were like, you planned this.
Of course she did. She's a mastermind.
You planned. But it was like the spinning wheel. So for people who didn't see Midnight Mayhem, she had like a bingo wheel
I'm
that
going
she...
to tell you how easy it would be for her to cheat that. She just puts mastermind on every single one. Or she just draws one out and she just says it says mastermind.
Why would you reveal that to me? I would like her to be magic.
But masterminding is magic.
This song was written by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff,
Love that.
and it was included on the Eras Tour set list right after Bejeweled.
As it should be.
And
It's really fitting that I won rock paper this week.
it really is, isn't it?
Love that.
Look
Sorry,
we are
continue.
masterminds, for real.
And that was not even planned.
It wasn't at all.
Fate is a mastermind. Confirmed.
So the one TikTok that I posted to our TikTok page was me singing along to the bridge of this song. That's just another
And
fun
also
fact.
you apologizing before singing.
Yeah.
Along. You're like, I'm so sorry for what I'm about to do. And then you're just like, no.
Because, and
Just
I'll
like
get
me
to
for real.
it, the bridge.
Oh, yeah,
Whew.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Woo! What is up with me picking songs with like the bridge of the century?
Well, to be fair, most
Most,
Taylor Swift
yeah.
songs have the bridge of the century.
That's true. I'm like that with most bridges that she writes.
Yeah.
So I did write a TikTok of me. I posted a TikTok of me singing along, because I lose my mind to the song. I love the song so much.
Marbles lost.
Marbles
All over the ground. Tripping
Marbles
everywhere.
We don't have them. Not here.
Just like Jenna Marbles.
Oh, Jenna, come back.
Jenna, come
Actually,
back.
don't do what's mentally healthy for you.
Jenna,
Also, I
follow
miss
your
you.
dreams.
Also, maybe come visit Rochester because you're from here.
She is from here.
So just come say hi to us. Just stop by.
Just give us a little chatty chat.
Anyway,
Julian's a Swiftie. Julian, come on the podcast. This is an
Julian
official open invitation.
Solomita, if you're listening to this, hello.
Where the hell have you been, Loca?
I can't go on a tangent, and I really want to. but
Okay,
I'll do
sorry.
it later.
I'm so sorry. I
No,
didn't
it's
mean to
okay.
tangent us.
No, it's fine. I was just as
You
much at
zoop
fault.
Back on track.
Okay, I wrote this next line. I wrote this next note because it gives me great joy, and I know it'll give you great joy too.
I'm afraid.
So on Wikipedia, sometimes it talks about the different instruments that are featured in the song.
Oh no.
And so
One pop piano.
this song features a mini moog.
I love.
Give it a mini moog.
The thing is that I know I used to. I don't think I owned a mini moog. I owned like a knockoff mini moog. It's just like a mini synth piano, like
I know.
kind of
Well,
keyboard thing.
I ended up Googling it
You gave it a goog?
I gave it a goog. I gave the mini moog a mini goog. And it was created by Robert Moog. It was originally called a Moog.
Imagine having that iconic of a last name.
And then you make a synthesizer, you call it a Moog, and then later someone makes it smaller, they call it a mini Moog. I mean,
what's a mini Moog gonna do? I'll polish up Moog.
Oh, Moog!
And that's brought to you by Cheap Ass Screw Top Rosé.
Thank you. Oh, and then another cool note was that there was a critic that compared the opening of the song to the song Baba O'Reilly by The Who. Because the no, that's you know what it sounds like.
I don't.
Oh. Anyway.
Moving on.
I also compared the opening to the song 30 by Bo Burnham. Because it has the same, he probably used a mini Moog. I'm not going to lie. Bo, if you listen to this, I know you're listening to it.
Bo.
You at least went to one Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's dating Phoebe Bridgers.
So I know that you got your mini Moog inspiration from the song.
Bo Burnham, if you're listening to this, come on the podcast, please.
Oh my God, Bo Burnham, please, we love you.
You can meet my dog. That's the incentive.
We can't pay you, other incentive. No, we can't pay him, but I don't think he does it for the money.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
He does it for the vibes.
He does it for
he
the
does it so he
vibes.
can heal the world through comedy. Sorry, continue.
Inside tangent. Okay.
I need that as a sound cue.
We do need a zoop. Okay. So now we get into the lyrical breakdown. Verse 1. It starts with Once Upon a Time. There are 3 Taylor Swift songs that start with Once Upon a Time. Can you name them?
Forever and Always.
This song's the second
Story of Us.
No?
No. I don't know.
I Knew You Were Trouble.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
And this one is the third one?
Yeah, okay. So those are the 3, which I thought was interesting.
That is interesting.
And so she opens again with that storybook metaphor. And then she says that the planets and the stars all aligned. So then I made notes of all the time she mentions stars and aligning, which is often. So she mentioned, I can't speak English, especially after Cheap Ass Screw Top Rosé. She mentioned star-crossed lovers and love story as well. And then other times she mentioned stars aligning and fate as in Invisible String, The Moment I Knew with the lyric You Should Have Been There and It Would Have Felt Like a Million Little Shining Stars That Just Aligned and I Would Have Been So Happy. Ow. This one is more positive than that one. And then also, in the Lavender Haze music video, there's a Mastermind poster with 2 constellations on it. One is for Sagittarius and one is for Pisces.
Is that what toe is?
Yeah, that's what that's Toe's astrological signs. Toe or Jailer. Whatever you want to say.
Or Swift Twin, if you want to
Swift Twin.
not be political.
And then she goes into saying, you and I ended up in the same room at the same time.
The Met Gala.
The 2016 Met Gala.
Wow. I can't believe we chose these songs just randomly and then they're so they vibe with each other so well.
Yeah. And I wrote AKA Bleachella.
Oh my God,
Bleachella. Where they supposedly first met. Yeah.
Bleachella was Coachella. It was her Bleachella era.
Oh, I think, because I looked up 2016 Met Gala and she had it bleached still.
Yeah, so she bleached it for Coachella a couple weeks earlier. And then so people still call that her Bleachella era because that was when she bleached her hair. It was a look.
I vibed. I liked it.
I didn't love her dress for the Met Gala 2016, I'm going to be honest. It fit the theme and she was a host, so that makes sense. But anyways, continue.
So
I'm wearing a jumpsuit from JCPenney. I can't really judge her beautiful designer dress that probably costs more than my yearly salary.
It'd be like that. I was thinking about that as well with all the Louboutins that they were wearing during the Eras movie.
Every single shoe she wears is a Louboutin, and her dancers too, I think.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Louboutins aren't they must have been sorry. Obviously they're custom made because they match all of her outfits perfectly, but then also aren't Louboutin they're known for being fashionable, whatever, but they're not known for being comfortable.
Yeah, and she was strutting her stuff.
She was strutting.
So
okay.
So the pre-chorus introduces the plot of the song where she is plotting and playing a game. So she has the touch of a hand lit the fuse. I also wrote that that's a connection to the song Gorgeous with you should think about the consequence of you touching my hand in a darkened room.
Ooh.
Chain reaction of counter moves to assess the equation of you. Checkmate, I couldn't lose. So this is where I referenced the first note that I wrote in my phone while I live listened to this.
I'm afraid.
We love flirty chess.
Wow, that's fair enough.
And you know I love math. I love chess. Give it to me. When I first heard the song...
If I don't call you a nerd every episode, how will you stay humble?
I'm reminded daily. Okay, so then we get to the chorus, which reveals...
Oh, wait. I wanted to make a comment about the chess, because the stage for Eras Tour is like chessboard.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mention that, but you're right.
And there was a part that I missed when we saw it live that I noticed in the Eras Tour movie where part of the choreography is that her dancers are all standing in the chess spots and she's pointing at them and going like this, and then they're moving like chess pieces.
Oh.
I didn't notice that when we saw it live, but I noticed it in the movie.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that I didn't notice because there was so much happening at that concert.
Yeah, there's so much happening all the time. Life just be lifing.
So for the song, she talks about how she orchestrated the entire thing from the jump. She says, "What if I told you none of it was accidental?" Which goes against previous songs that she said, where she specifically said it was an accident, such as Paper Rings. She's like, it was an accident when we went from friends to this. An invisible string. There was always an invisible string tying us together. And this one, she's being like, actually, it was me all along.
I was the puppet master. It wasn't an invisible string. It was a puppet string. Whoop. Here you go.
Yeah. Call me Mary Annette.
No.
I'm cutting that. Oh, she says, I laid the groundwork and then just like clockwork. I didn't write this down, but she did make the Midnight's vinyls. If you get all four, it makes a clock.
It does. And then she sold a clock thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The back covers made the clock, and then she sold like a hand.
Yeah.
For the viewers, the listeners at home, I'm doing a very poor interpretation of clock hands with my hand, and I keep doing it even though it does not look like a clock.
Not even a little bit. For the line, "What if I told you I'm a mastermind?" I connected it to that one interview. I think about this interview all the time, where she says that women aren't strategic, they're calculated. I love that. And that is the quote, right? Because I didn't look it up, but that quote is burned in my memory.
And that's the one where she announced that she was doing the re-records. It was the same interview, I think.
It might have been.
No, wait. It was when she was talking about the man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I love that so much because it's so true. And so when I first heard this song, other notes that I made, when she said, I'm a mastermind, I thought of that interview. And I remember I wondered, like, oh, how does her partner feel about this? And how are people going to feel when they hear this? And I worried that people would be like, oh, she's crazy. And then
she gets there.
And then she gets there, which I will also get to. Yep. And then I also thought about how it became a TikTok trend for people to reveal just the most batshit stuff they've done.
Some people were fucking crazy.
Some people really went there. Yeah.
Some people really told on themselves. And it was like, the internet's forever, right?
Yeah, like you revealed that? Wow.
It was very brave of some people.
So brave. And then for the line, it was all by design. I referenced I Think He Knows with I'm an architect. I'm drawing up the plans.
True.
So the second verse of the song talks about her powerlessness as a woman and how women need to be one step ahead and plan things to get shit done. And then I also put down the quote, well-behaved women seldom make history. Another great quote that I live by.
Fun fact about where that quote is from, it's actually a historian who was talking about how when you look at historical records, like just normal women don't have historical records other than like birth, marriage, death, because they just didn't do anything of note enough to be like recorded. And so they weren't actually talking about like, you should be like a crazy person because like, or not crazy person, like you should be like extraordinary because the only way to make history is because if you're extraordinary. It was actually about how history is so patriarchal and male focused that women who were just living their lives didn't get recorded and weren't seen as important. Women. Yes,
women. Yes. Thank you, women. So I also related the line, "You see, all the wisest women had to do it this way." I related it to The Great Gatsby because I like to relate everything to The Great Gatsby. With the line, I hope she'll be a fool. That's the best thing a girl can be in this world, a beautiful little fool. I'm a Gatsby girly. That is my favorite classic novel.
It's so good. I have 2 copies of it on my shelf over
It's
there.
very good. She also references The Great Gatsby in the song Happiness with "I hope she'll be a beautiful fool." So once again, Taylor and I, we're the same. We're on the same wavelength. We're on the same level.
Maybe that line is Taylor Swift from an Empire.
Probably is. Can't wait to ask her when we become friends with her.
Yes, when she agrees to come on this podcast, because obviously that's going to happen.
On our Eras tour.
Because we're
in-
masterminds.
On our Eras tour, we're in the Delulu era. Thank you. Thank you. We are sponsored by Cheap Ass Screw Top Rose. Ah!
That's how. That did not make sense thematically.
No, but I got it.
I made sense thematically, just not grammatically. Continue.
Whoa. Okay, so because
Automatic. Systematic. It's cheap ass screw top rose.
hey, okay,
Okay, I'm done with
wait.
my tangent.
I have a tangent.
Okay,
So-
tangent it up.
We were watching Buffy yesterday, and I was talking about how hot Spike is, and you just went, "He's giving Danny Zuko." Obligatory. I met the actor that played Spike and the actor that plays Tara,
And I was in a movie with Eliza Dushku who played Faith.
and I was so mad when it happened.
It was in the 4th grade. I was a background actor in The Alphabet Killer, a shitty B movie about a actual serial killer
Yes,
that was never caught from Rochester.
And I watched Buffy at the time, and I was so mad that you met Faith.
I got to meet her, and she was so nice to me.
I bet she's nice.
And I got to skip school. I was in the 4th grade. It was really cool.
And you know who else was nice? James Marsters and Amber Benson. And they just came out with the new Buffy Slayerverse Audible thing that I have yet to read or listen to because I don't have Audible.
Oh, I'll give you my login.
Okay, perfect. Because I want to listen to this so badly. A lot of the actors came back for it.
And then I can
Love
also
you.
force you to listen to the audiobooks that I like.
Okay, great. Perfect. We have a system. Okay.
Some would call that move a mastermind move.
Whoa.
Whoa. I'm going to make you listen to We Were Villains. Anyways, if we were villains, sorry.
So we were born to be the pawn in every lover's game. I wrote some chess lore. So the pawn is specifically the weakest piece in chess, and it can be promoted into every other piece except the king, which is the strongest piece. And I just thought that was interesting because patriarchy.
Fuck the patriarchy.
I almost said it, and then I realized I can't because of my PG-13 rule.
Fuck.
Let the record state that was Kat, not me.
Let the record state fuck.
I am sticking to my bit. You can pry the bit out of my cold, dead hands. For Lover's Game, I wrote a note of different songs that she uses. She compares love to a game. She compares it in Cornelia Street, State of Grace, Blank Space, Ready for It. And then in Dear John, she mentions chess specifically. And I lived in your chess game, but you played the rules every day.
Change the rules every day.
You know, yeah, you're right.
I know.
I let the record state that I was reading from my notes, and I wrote these frantically. So in the pre-chorus, she lists examples of how she set up the relationship and allowed it to flourish. She's supporting things that they already share. So they already are in the boat, but she's the sail, and she's the wind. No, she's
She's the wind in their free-flowing sails.
Yes. So she's the wind in the sails, even though they're already on the same boat. She's the liquor in the cocktails, just to like smooth things along. She's the key ingredient to get things going. I'm sorry.
She's like a lubricant to the relationship.
Nope, you didn't have to say that.
I did have to say it. She's helping.
God.
Okay, no, you can cut it. It's okay.
No, I'm keeping that one.
Oh, jeez.
For the line, "If you fail to plan, you plan to fail," I just wrote no thoughts. I just
Marjorie.
love this line. This line is so
Marjorie.
good. It's what?
Marjorie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Marjorie too. That
Yeah.
exact line.
What?
If you fail to plan, you plan
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
fail. And it's in Mastermind. It's also in Marjorie, isn't it? Oh wait,
She
no.
says,
Oh, that's
forget
cruel
to be kind and clever.
Yeah. I don't know why I got those mixed up.
I get it.
Cheap ass your top rose.
That's how. The second chorus is exactly the same as the first one, except instead of the line, "Nothing would stop me," she changes it to, "I wanted your body." So it shows that she initially had physical attraction to this person. And that's literally it. The rest of the chorus is the same, so I don't have to go over it again.
Yaddy, 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 yaddy.
So now we get to the bridge.
I have a note about this. Before you say that you relate to "No one wanted to play with me as a little kid," I would like to say that I did. Because I know you're going to say it. Am I right?
You did play with me as a little kid.
Yeah, we were friends.
We've been friends for 20 years.
And I just wanted to point that out.
You needed to point it out.
Because it's your note, isn't it? It's your fucking note is "No one wanted to play with me as a little kid."
No, it's not.
That's good.
Actually, the thing about this
You
bridge...
had so many friends when we were kids.
Yeah, that's actually... The reason this bridge kills me isn't because it relates to me. Oddly enough, it's because of the way it applies to Taylor. It gives so much to her character. It gives so much backstory. It makes me understand her so much more. And it's, again, that vulnerability thing we don't see from her very often, because so often we see, like, this perfect side of her and we idolize her. And this is like, no, I've got my flaws too. That's the whole Midnight's. Oh, I love Midnight's.
Is this the Midnight's episode?
Oh my God, it might be. So the New York Times called this bridge her villain origin story.
She's only cryptic and Machiavellian because she cares.
She cares. But I just love that they called it that. And
I'm so sorry.
it's okay. When I heard this bridge for the first time, I had to stop and rewind immediately, and I didn't do that any other time on the album. It is the one time where I stopped and rewound this bridge because it hit me like a bus. Okay. So this bridge, she referenced the fact that she was bullied and experienced not having many friends as a kid multiple times in different interviews. In an interview with Elle in 2019, she expressed not having friends as a kid made her very insecure and that she was bullied and laughed at a lot as a child. And in the song The Best Day, it also references the bullying when she said, "I'm 13 now and I don't know how my friends could be so mean."
Do you think all those people hate themselves? Do you think it's a skater boy situation? Look up at the man that they turned down?
I hope the best for everyone, and I also hope that they're sad
I hope they have a
sometimes.
bad day today.
I hope that sometimes
Just
they're
today.
sad that they were mean to Taylor Swift. That's what I got to say.
I hope they're often sad about it.
I hope they think about it.
I bet
they
you
do.
think about it.
Yes! She also references the bullying in the song The Outside. And then there's a 2017 poem called "If You're Anything Like Me." Have you heard about this poem?
No.
I don't remember where I learned about it. I did research and I found this poem. And she wrote, "No amount of friends at 25 will fill the empty seats at the lunch tables of your past, the teams that picked you last. But darling, you keep trying."
That hurts because this one time when I was in English class, we're going into this.
Yeah.
My teacher decided that she was going to have team captains decide what group people were going into. And I was picked last, which is already horrifying enough because I was very depressed at the time. It was like 10th grade. I was like, being alive. And as I'm about to get picked last, the teacher stops the person who's about to pick me and goes, "I must have miscounted. There's no one left." And that's my villain origin story.
That story very much hurts me every time I remember it.
It's okay, because then I told the head of the English department about it in a memoir piece, and then she was like, "Who did this?" And I was just like, "I will tell you exactly."
Good. Vigilante shit.
On my vigilante shit.
So in her NYU speech, she wrote that her nights alone allowed her to write songs that were her ticket somewhere else. And that also reminded me of You're on Your Own, Kid, or Yo-Yak, as some people are calling it.
It's just you.
And she said something different bloomed writing in my room. So it just reminded me of that. The way that she sings love in this bridge, she goes, "Love." And I live for it. I literally, if anytime anyone screams "love me" in a song, I will go feral for it.
That's valid.
Same with "Give Me Love" by Ed Sheeran.
Oh.
If it happens, I'm there. I'm foaming at the mouth. I love it. I will love you, Taylor Swift. Come on.
Mood.
Pay attention to me. When she says, "This is the first time I felt the need to confess," it's pretty representative of the whole album because she's really honest about her emotions, her perceptions of herself, and it's kind of the first time that we've gotten content like that. It's not the first time, but the whole album as a whole is just like, it's different because she's allowing herself to express these flaws.
And she's also, it's a very reflective album in a way that like most of her other albums are more in the moment. This one is like looking back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's very mature.
Yes.
So I'm only cryptic and Machiavellian because I care. In case you don't know who Machiavelli is.
He's a bitch.
He was seen as cunning and scheming.
Wrote The Prince.
Yes, he wrote The Prince. He has that famous quote, "The ends justify the means." And so Taylor's saying that she'll do whatever she needs to do to end up where she wants to go. And that's how she feels about herself. She feels like manipulative in doing these things. And it's like almost a negative connotation about herself and how she feels about herself.
Yeah. And I think that's really interesting, especially because like her whole thing is that she just wants people to like her. And so she'll like, the ends justify the mean. As long as people like her, she doesn't care how she gets there. I mean, she does care clearly based off the song, but she will still do what it takes to get there.
Yeah. Anyways, so in the last chorus, she says, basically she says that he knew the entire time. That's where in my notes I said, oh, so he does know. And he still accepts her and loves her anyway, even though he knew that she like set up these foundations.
Because it's kind of like cute if you're like seeing someone and they're going through all of this effort to like make sure that you like them. Not that like, just to make sure that it's, because it shows that they care about you and they care about like how they're perceived by you. It's kind of sweet in a Machiavellian way.
Yeah, he finds it endearing.
As he should.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is endearing in every way.
Oh my God, true.
I feel very endeared.
I am so endeared right now. And that wraps up my lyrical breakdown. I have a discussion question here.
Do it.
What's your mastermind moment? I thought about giving you this question in advance that you could think on it. Because I have an answer.
That would have been good. My mastermind moment. Does it have to be romantic?
No.
Do you have an answer for me or for you?
For me.
Okay. Let me think.
I have an idea for you, but I don't think you want to share it.
Wait, tell me it though.
About the boy. Because we were just talking about it earlier.
Yeah, I will share that.
Okay.
So when we were in a band, there was the Mixer's Magnet contest for Little Mix promoting Salute in the US, and they had a contest where it was like a vocal competition, and there's 3 songs that you could choose. It was either Move, Salute, or About the Boy. About the Boy is an album deep cut. It was never a single. And so of those 3, part of the instructions were that they wanted it to be like a group of people that would win because they wanted it to be like Little Mix type vibes. So we were in a band, and I was like, we have to do About the Boy because it's vocally very challenging. Perry Edwards, Queen icon, has a very intense high note in it. And so I said we have to do that song because nobody else is going to do it, and therefore we will have less competition and we will win. And then we did win.
We won.
And then unfortunately Abby wasn't there the day that we recorded.
That's my villain origin story.
It's really unfortunate because Abby was the only one who knew how to organize harmonies and also how to play the piano, which the song was too hard to play on guitar. So we just did it a cappella. We're definitely not in key. We got bullied mercilessly. It's no longer up on the internet.
No.
It was privated.
Taken down, yeah.
But it had like 10 or 15,000.
20,000 views. We won. They mentioned
They said our name, and Jamila
Little Mix and Jamila Jamil.
Jamila Jamil went, their name is Calm Crossroads, and all the girls went, aww. And that is in my brain.
Yeah. And I literally hated so much that I wasn't there that day.
But also, like, people were so mean in the comments because we didn't sound that good. Well, sorry, we've gone dark on the video because
we've gone dark on the video.
I fully charged it.
No, I believe you.
I think it's just because we've been talking for so long, the camera battery can't
the cheap ass rosé.
That's how.
So I will wrap up with my mastermind moment because it's cute.
Mastermind it up.
When I was in the 3rd grade, the horrible 3rd grade where Kat had a bad time because the teacher hated her. I had such a bad
time. That's how I developed anxiety.
And I was teacher's pet, which is how I developed my need to please my superiors. Especially
what if I told you?
Yep. And so because I was teacher's pet, so we were supposed to read a chapter from this book. I did not read it. And then she chose all of her favorite people to lead class discussions. We all got in mini groups. And she chose me to lead a class discussion. And, oh, wait, the reason why I didn't read the chapter, because we had time in class to read it. There weren't enough books to go around, so she paired me with my crush. And I sat next to him on the bench. It was, I'm going to cut it out. I'm about to say the name and cut it out.
Oh my God, I forgot he existed.
I forgot that he existed? But I had such a huge crush on him.
Do you remember who my crush was in third grade?
No.
And then he was dating my next door neighbor.
Wow. What a
and
time.
then it was so dramatic.
That is so dramatic. I have no idea what any of those people are up to nowadays, but those were our crushes that we just cut.
But I think it's funny also that I had a crush on a man who was unattainable because I'm a lesbian.
It sounds about right. I had a thing with this guy. I literally did not have a thing. It was a will they, won't they, where we just wanted. But it went on for years because we were on the same baseball team. And we wanted.
I want to say I didn't say that earlier because I was drinking wine.
We were on the same baseball team. Our parents became friends. I liked this guy for years. And then
I'll give him a goog while you talk.
Okay. And eventually in the 5th grade, actually, one of the girls, there were a couple of girls that paired people off. And they were just like, oh, Abby and this guy should get together. And I agreed to it. And then this guy and I never talked again.
It's rough.
It still hurts, but that's not the point of the story. So the mastermind story. So there were not enough books to go around. She paired me with this guy that I had a huge thing for. We sat on the bench together and we were reading together.
I was over on the bench.
I was over on the bench.
Oh shit, he lives in New York City.
Oh my God.
He had a birthday.
He had a birthday? I wonder how often that happens.
Perhaps yearly.
It's an annual event. Okay, so I was over on the bench in the corner of the room with my crush, and there was only one book, you know, like forced proximity. We're talking about fanfiction. And I don't remember who was holding the book. It's not important. But I think he was, because he kept asking me if I was done reading the page, and I would go, yeah, and then he'd flip it, and I wasn't done reading the page. I was too busy being like, I am sitting next to my crush on a bench, and so I just didn't read the chapter. And so
I am too busy sitting next to my crush on a bench.
It's a mood. The people listening will back me up.
Behind that, just, I was sitting next to my crush on a bench. I was sitting next to my crush on a bench.
It's a mood.
Deepa sweet rosé.
That's how. That should be the title of this episode. So I didn't read this chapter, and then I was asked to lead the discussion. And so my first question was, can anyone summarize this chapter?
Fucking genius! I don't even know which button to do.
There's no good button for it. Thank you.
This is the good button for it.
Thank you. But that was 8-year-old genius. I said, someone summarized this chapter for me. Someone did. I led the rest of the discussion.
That's iconic of you.
Thank you. That was my mastermind moment. Long walk for a short drink of water, but we got there.
You know what? But the water tasted great.
Thank you. So that was our episode.
So that was it. Our hint
songs.
I'm going to go with the song Calling Card by Ella Jane as my hint song.
Ooh, okay.
Which also is a bop. If you don't listen to Ella Jane, you should change that and start listening to Ella Jane.
This doesn't really fit that much, but whatever. They're always a stretch. I'm going to go with My Kink is Karma by Chappelle Roan. Is that how you say their name?
It's either Chappelle or Chapel Roan. I don't know which it is.
I would like to say that I listen to the song all the time, and I don't know how to say anybody's name. I don't know how to say anything if I've never heard it out loud.
I don't know how to say anything.
Apologies.
Am I speaking right now? Everything's new to me.
I am Joe's biggest fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And yes. I still don't know how to pronounce DJO. Joe. I always say Joe.
Joe Keery. Yeah, no, it is Joe.
Is it Joe?
Yeah.
I haven't been able to ask him yet.
I've seen an interview.
Joe Keery, come on this podcast.
Joe Keery, come on this podcast.
He's going to be Taylor Swift's going to be my top artist because she is every year, but Joe is absolutely going to be number 2.
This is not relevant at all to the recommended songs, but if you haven't listened to Joe's album,
Decide,
listen to it. My favorite song off of it is End of Beginnings. Yours is Runner, right?
That's a great song. Runner is my top listened to song this year. I don't know why. Something about it just tickles me in the neurodivergency.
It just hits. It also, we listened to that the morning of our Eras Tour show.
We did.
We were laying on the ground.
We did, and we have a video of it that I'm not going to edit in, but just believe us, it was cute.
Go look at my YouTube channel, and I have a vlog of us going to the Eras tour. Maybe I should link that. I'll link that in the show notes.
Oh yeah, link that. But I love Joe. I listened to him constantly on repeat while writing papers for grad school. I don't know why it worked, but it did.
It's because the vibes are there.
Yeah.
Also, so I'm going to promo this before we promo our socials. If you're listening on Spotify, we're going to put this discussion questions as questions that you can answer, and we want you to like answer them, and we'll talk about them if people answer. And if people don't answer, how embarrassing for us. Please don't embarrass us. No one wanted to play with us when we were kids. Don't
Except each other.
except us and like one other person. It's a little trio.
Yeah.
Triumvirate. Anyways,
Listen to our podcast.
you're literally listening to it right now.
Oh, yeah. Keep listening to it. Like, not this week because it's over. But come back. Be here. I'm Abby.
I'm Kat.
Oh, we're Swiftlore on TikTok.
Swiftlore Pod on TikTok and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And answer our questions. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then also you can comment your answers to the discussion questions.
Yeah, we would
And you
love
should.
any engagement.
We'd love it. And also if you follow us on TikTok, we post kind of like little highlight reels of the episodes. So you can listen now, and then you can re-listen to the jokes that we've already made.
Thank you so much for listening to Swiftlore once again. I'm Abby.
And I'm Kat. And this is our cheap-ass screw top
This is our
rosé.
cheap-ass screw top rosé.
Clink, clink. Go drink.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna down the rest of this, and that's the end of the the end of
let's
beginning.
let's just hit.
Chicago. You know what Sylvia told me? Wait, this is important.
Before we go, we're gonna do the intro or the outro a third time after the story.
This is important because Chicago in Italian means I shit on it.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
Is
And
that real?
Yeah, it's real. I'm really proud of that story.
Water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. My world's on fire. How about yours? I don't want to get copyrighted, but I want to sing. Hey,
Are you
now.
singing Smash Mouth?
I sure fucking am. He hasn't taken off all of his friends from high school. You remember in high school how like you would make all your friends your siblings or stuff? He hasn't
Yeah.
taken off any of them.
I love how we're just stalking this. And if, God forbid, he's a Swiftie and he listens to this.
Listen as his grandfather.
I don't know, but that shit's funny. So anyway.
What if I told you none of it?
Was accidental.
No, we're cutting so much. That's just what if I told you none of it?